Hey campers, how are you guys? Today we're going to make our own clay. It's essentially Play-Doh, but it's really fun to work with and it's even more fun to make. So you are going to need to make this 1 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of salt, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, 1 cup of water, and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take all your dry ingredients, which is 1/2 cup of salt, 1/2 cup of flour, and the 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and you want to put them in a pot on top of the stove and turn it to medium heat. Mix that together, and then you're going to add your water and 1 tablespoon of oil. There you go. Now, while this starts to come together, mix it up, and you're just going to keep stirring this until you have this all incorporated. It looks kind of lumpy, but just keep stirring and working it, and it's going to turn into a Play-Doh-like consistency. So keep this over the heat, and you're just going to keep stirring and working this until it starts to form a ball of dough. That's exactly what it's going to look like. And this is going to take a few minutes, so just keep working it and make sure you don't walk away from it though. You have to keep stirring it. All right, so now I've been stirring this for a few minutes and it's starting to get thick. You're going to start to get it accumulating on your spoon, so just push it off back in there and just keep incorporating that in. Once it starts to get this thick, it starts to form the ball pretty quick. Let's make it on fire. All right, so as you can see, it's starting to really get thick and it's kind of turning into a ball. So I'm just going to give this a few more turns, and then we're going to dump this out onto the counter. So it's hot, but it's not that hot because you're going to need to touch it. See how that's a ball? So we're going to take it over here. We're going to scoop all of it out. I'm going to dump it on our counter, just like that, and scrape out all that stuff. All right, now this is warm, but you should be able to handle it because I only had this over medium-ish heat. So then you're going to knead it just like you're making bread or dough, or if you remember how we have to wedge our clay at camp, it's the same thing. So turn that around and give it a few good turns like this, and then there you go. So this is a really nice dough. It's very soft. You want to keep it in an airtight container, maybe a Tupperware thing or a Ziploc bag. You can also add food coloring to this while you're stirring it, so then you'll have a colored clay. I like this because then when you shape it into something, like let's make a little pinch pot real quick, you can just use any kind of household paints that you have to decorate it once it dries. So once you make your little container, set it out in the sun to dry for a few days, make sure it doesn't get rained on, and then you can paint it. And there you go. Have fun, campers. I miss you guys. I will see you next year in the clay barn.